Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you did a bit of research about teaching in China, I bet you've heard something like you'll get rich as soon as you go to China, or that working in China is so easy, you'll be chilling and going out a lot, or that you'll be traveling a lot. So in this video, we're going to talk about common misconceptions about teaching in China. A lot of people think that going to China and working here is like going on a vacation. But guys, that is not like this. First of all, if you work in a public school or private school, you know that managing 40 kids could be exhausting. You're in charge of their progress, you have to speak to their parents, and that is a nightmare. Second, you know that if you want to deliver high quality teaching, which some of schools require, it needs a lot of time, a lot of preparation, and a lot of efforts, because in the end of the day, they're all young children, and you have to play, you have to entertain them, you have to be active, and this could be exhausting as well. So if you think that's easy peasy, you're wrong. Yes, there are moments when you can relax, but that's definitely not the easiest way of earning money. I understand that maybe in your home country you've been doing a lot more difficult job, but this job is also difficult, just in a different way. Another point, a lot of people believe that as soon as they move to China, they'll be fluent in Chinese. Okay guys, this is the biggest misconception. First of all, every language requires lots of practice and lots of work. And as an English teacher, you'll be speaking English all the time. Probably by the end of the first year, you will be able to say something like, I don't want, I don't like, not spicy, or I cannot. You will really need to take some classes to improve your fluency, because Chinese is all about tones. And I took a year course where I was taking it slow to A2 level, and honestly, I don't think I can speak Chinese. I certainly understand a lot more than I used to understand, but I still cannot speak. So if someone asks me something, I'll reply with mistakes, because I think, yeah, I'm not good at Chinese. And I've been here for quite a long time, and I'm surrounded by native speakers. But the problem is that when people see you, they want to practice English. They don't want to practice Chinese because they can't speak Chinese. So each time you try to use Chinese, they say, oh, don't bother, just like speak English. If you really want to learn Chinese, you have to take courses and you have to put extra efforts. Just working here and living here, this will not make you fluent. Also, another thing is characters. I really find characters difficult for me, but my husband, he can easily read Chinese characters. So I guess it really depends on what kind of memory you have, like are you a visual learner? And the biggest misconception is that you'll get rich as soon as you go to China. A few videos ago, I gave you a really good breakdown about expenses in a big city and in a small town. If you haven't watched that video, please watch it. But in a nutshell, yes, you can save a lot of money, but the problem is that most foreigners start buying luxury items, they start buying phones, computers, and they start choosing fancier lifestyle. They choose fancy accommodation, they go out a lot. For example, if we're talking about beers or something like this, they buy imported beers. And that's the thing, they're stuck in this vicious cycle that in reality, they are able to save like 1,000. But it means that they have to give up this good lifestyle, and most teachers fail. They cannot give up this new comfortable lifestyle. So most of the money they earn, they spend on having fun. But if your goal is to get rich, go to a small town where you don't have a chance to spend money, and then maybe you'll be able to save. But again, it's not guaranteed. So a lot of teachers fail. This is the reason you see so many teachers working here for 5, 7, or 10 years. A lot of people believe that if you don't have any qualifications, you can come and teach in China. If you want to know more details about this topic, please watch my video where I broke down every case possible, how to make it legal. But in most cases, if you don't have any qualifications, agents are going to offer you some dodgy schemes, and you will not be on a legal visa, which means that if you get caught working illegally, you'll have to pay fine, or you can even be deported. And this would have nothing to do with agents. You will be the one taken all responsibility. So if you think that's easy to come here without any qualifications, that is not easy. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. If you want to know how to do it, check out this video and see if this is possible for you. Also, if you don't have a degree and if you don't have any qualifications, it means that you'll be working for a dodgy school in a dodgy place, and if they decide not to pay you salary one day, you will be able to do nothing about it because you'd be working illegally. So by working legally, you're protecting yourself. A lot of teachers before coming to China said or thought that China is dangerous. And I can tell you guys, I've lived in many different countries in Europe, in Asia, and I can tell you I've never felt more safe than in China. I know that if I go out at night, I have nothing to worry about. If I get into the taxi at night, I have nothing to worry about. Yeah, now and again you see something bad in the news, but the crime rate is really low. I've never been robbed in China, touch the wood. And generally, I always feel safe as a foreigner here. A lot of teachers thought that as soon as they move to China, they'll be traveling every weekend, exploring different neighborhoods, different areas, taking a train. And in the very beginning, maybe you'll be lucky to have a chance to do this because maybe you will not have that many classes and your load of work will be smaller. But from my perspective, as a newcomer, you'll have lots of things to learn, and even if you don't have many classes, you'll be very busy. So what's the problem? The problem with traveling is that you will not have that many holidays. You will have long holidays in October, long holidays in February, and your annual leave. So these are your 3 big vacations when you can actually travel somewhere for a long time. If you think that you can travel on your weekend, possibly yes, but a lot of teachers, they're just tired, and on their days off they want to do some sports, meet up with their friends and just chill, because as I mentioned earlier, working in school could be exhausting. And yeah, you'll be just exhausted and you'll definitely not want to go anywhere. If you think of taking extra days off, in some schools, this could be a big deal, and they would say, no, sorry, you can't take any days off. Traveling in China, especially by air, it's a lot more expensive than traveling outside of China. Flight to Thailand could be a lot cheaper than a flight to Guangzhou, which is ridiculous in my opinion. Maybe that's the reason I haven't seen the Great Wall of China yet, and I've never been to Guangzhou. And guys, by the way, if you like this video, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button because this helps my channel to grow. If you had some friends working in China and they said, oh, working in China is a nightmare, I want to tell you that not all schools are the same. Again, if you want to watch my previous video, I shared my 2 completely different experiences of working in kindergarten and working in China. In a nutshell, when I worked in kindergarten, I overworked, I worked overtime without any financial reward. Now in kindergarten, I'm not working overtime and everything is smooth. But on the other hand, I know people who work in a training center who are teaching drama, not English, and they're not working much, they have a flexible schedule. I also know some other people who work in kindergarten and they have to stay with kids during lunchtime and they have to be in the classroom, when at my workplace I have 3 hours when I can do something I need to do, like prepare my classes or something else. You want to say the best Chinese teacher? Do you want to say the second best Chinese teacher? So it really depends on school, and if you heard some negative feedback or positive feedback about certain type of school, don't think that they're all the same, because it really depends on school and on your luck. A lot of teachers think that you will have a lot of free time, but it really depends on you and on school. Like, it depends on school because the school gives you curriculum, but it also depends on you how much time you need to prepare for your classes. For instance, at my workplace, I spend 1 day preparing for the whole week. So basically, I just take my lunch time and I prepare everything, I print out everything for the week, and then I'm ready. And then if I need to do some minor tweaks, I do it, but it doesn't require a lot of efforts. When I've seen my colleagues working on their classes every day, the difference is that I'm teaching pre-K level, and I already have everything from like previous years of working with pre-K, and I know what they need, and I already like build up everything that I need. When those teachers, they face difficulty because there is a new curriculum, new subjects, and they have to adjust. So it really depends. A lot of teachers think that as soon as they come to China, they'll be treated like celebrities. Well, yes, if you go to a small place, to a small town, everyone will treat you like a celebrity. Everyone will be taking pictures of you quietly while you don't see, or they'll try to, like, you know, be around you because, like, let's say you go to the nightclub, they'll try to invite you for some free drinks or to hang out with them because this shows their status. Yeah, in China, everything is about status. But in a big city, nobody cares because there are lots of foreigners and you're just one of them. That's it. But a lot of parents who send their kids to school, to a training center, to kindergarten, they will not see you as a fancy teacher. Some of them will, and some of them will say, oh my God, I got this like beautiful teacher from whatever country you are. But some of them will be filthy rich and they'll just see you as a fancy babysitter. Okay guys, so these are the misconceptions a lot of people had before coming to China, and I would like to hear what misconceptions did you have before you came to China and what things surprised you in this video. Thank you so much for watching this video and see you in the next one. Bye!